Good morning. Welcome to Fallawsophy. I'm your host, Jennifer Fallaw. And today we've got the Jentel that I put out last night. We have some updates, and then we have thoughts over coffee. We do have a perspective exercise and a spiritual update for the day. Okay. We're going to get right into it. We don't have a lot of time today. If you're late, you can scroll back. Please hold your questions until I tell you. Let's get the promotion out of the way real quick. If you'd like to book a reading with me, you can go to Fallawsophy.com. Gift cards, classes are on sale right now. You can go to JenniferFallaw.com, email me after purchase so that I can have a good email to send your gift cards and your classes to. The yearly forecasts are available right now. They will only be available for a short time. I only sell them at the beginning of the year. And so this is your time to go get that. You can get it at a reduced price. After the holidays, it will be regular price if you want it. Okay. Please subscribe, like, and share. While I'm live, you have the opportunity of becoming a monthly supporter of mine. It's only $5. We're going to be doing another monthly supporter appreciation show where I will be doing only readings for monthly supporters and the Rumble Rants because I can't stop that. But that show will most likely be on Sunday evening, the 30th, after we're done with Thanksgiving. If that is not a good time with people, I'll probably move it to the 1st or something. Okay, here we go. This is Interdimensional Meditation, Jentel, for yesterday, 11/17/25, 6th level of heaven. Called Jesus, the Archangels, and the Apostles. They are all in my team. The dress was sky blue. RV News. I asked, why hasn't it happened yet? And Michael spoke. He said, he showed me a finger on a big red button. Then after that, I saw Obama. I believe it was his finger or his character. And then I saw a lot of people standing behind him. So whoever's controlling that character, whoever's in charge of that, it was threatening basically to blow up the world. Can't have that. That's not good. Okay. I don't know if it's the whole world, but that's what they said. This is why Trump is releasing all the info, the exposure phase. He's starting to take everybody down. Because they've been threatening, and he said, don't do that. You don't want to do that. And now they won't stop it, and now he's just going to take everybody down. So let's do that. So that's what you're seeing roll out in the news. As far as, let's see, that's why Trump's releasing all the about election interference. In 2020, somebody asked me, when are we going to know the true results of the 2020 election? Gabriel said 5 years. We're coming up on that time. Major Jentel confirmed. It's rolling out now. So prepare yourself for that. We may have a little bit of chaos going on when all that hits. So I don't know what that's going to look like. Much more will be revealed soon. As far as the RV, as of now, and if all goes well, 2 days to kick off a 4B as of now, and that would be Wednesday sometime. Coming in the news. I heard arrests. Makes sense. Engine fire. Throat punch. Hiroshima. Planes down. Charity drives. Made in the USA, and Naval Command listens. So, for anyone new who's joining us, we do the coming in the news in this meditation because we don't always get confirmations about what's going on behind the scenes in the first part of this meditation for the RV news. So we look in our news feeds, anything that pops up that is a Jentel confirm, that has to do with anything that I mentioned. Doesn't have to be like significant to the operation, but it will be a confirmation on the first part of this. And that's Jentel for today. We've already got some Jentel confirmations coming in. They're trying to do everything at once right now. A little bit more. Outages. Yes, it is a tax. It's the same thing that's going on. Oh, yeah? Well, we're going to do this. Oh, yeah? Well, we're going to do that. Do not do this RV. Do not trigger Nasara Jasara. Okay. All right. We're going to attack this. But every move, every attack is going to be countered with upgrades to eliminate the possibility of an attack in the future on that, on our systems, on our internet, on whatever it is. So I think right now, this part of the movie, they're basically baiting to get the remaining cabal to do something. And then we've got a counter move for it. So not to worry. Everything's going to be fine. Yes, we still are RVing. Yes, it's still coming. It looks like everything's rolling out at once. That is a big operation. And that's where we're at. And that's Jentel for today. Thoughts over coffee? I didn't have any thoughts. I had no idea what was going on. And then when I asked for thoughts over coffee, I had too many. Too many thoughts. All right. Get to my notes. Okie dokie. We have an exercise today for all of you people on a spiritual journey. Like that's going on with the hair. I don't know what's going on with the hair. There are two sides to the coin for every situation. And I want you all to know that the veil is still thin. It is thickening up now, but we're in Mercury retrograde, and this happens a couple times a year, especially if you're working on self-improvement, spiritually, in your life, and just everyone, even if you don't realize it. What happens here is the energies are just so that all this emotional stuff, all this baggage will come boiling to the surface. Okay? So we've just gone through a few very emotional days, especially on the weekend. I had one on the weekend. You know, it was just like, Mom's had it. I mean, I just had it. Like, but what we want to do is we want to remember realizing this is very helpful. It's like, okay. And a lot of people have been in the spiritual community for a long time. They know this. They're like, all right, this is what's happening. I'm starting to have dreams. You know, all this crap has been building a pressure cooker and it's about to explode. Okay, let's release. Let's have a day of release, and that's okay. You know, let's get it out. Let's cry it out. And move on. Okay, this happens a couple times a year. It's not a big deal. The world is not over. You don't need to stay in the ditch that you feel like you're in that day. Okay. So this is, I didn't really realize it. You get caught up in it. Okay. So this weekend, you know, having a good weekend. What day was it? I think it was Sunday. Saturday night I had a nightmare, which is I usually don't. Um, but when I look back on the nightmare, it was just kind of like a lot of emotional baggage. Um, and I just woke up in this mood, like, and it just seemed like all these people. See, this is what happens to me in my position. I've got people coming from me from all directions, the emails, the text messages, every social media platform, everywhere I go. And there, there are some people that, say that they're my friends and they have access to me um, quicker. But on that day, I was thinking, you know what? Whenever I tried to talk about something personal in exchange to the text messages or the conversation, it was like it starts out with like, "Oh, how are you? How's your day?" It's just more like a greeting. They don't really care. And it was like, well, I'm really struggling right now, but I didn't tell anybody that. I'm just like, yeah, let's talk about something that it's not. It doesn't require me to solve anything or anything like that or have all the answers or whatever. Let's just have polite conversation. Let's talk about something. But it always turned around, and it always does, to, oh, yeah, 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 yeah. Okay, you. But what do you think about this? And what about my life? And how can you solve this for me? What do you think? So it turns into a reading every time. And I just had it. I just had it. And then I was looking around the house, and I was just like, just, I have so many people in my life, but I'm alone in the crowd, you know? So, I go off to myself and have an emotional outburst, and, like, I don't do that in front of people. I clean myself up. I go back into the kitchen. And the girls, Katie and her friend Lydia, who's, my adopted daughter now. Not for real, but I just think she is. Come home. And they're in a good mood. And I'm like, well, I'm not going to bum them out. And then, like, Faith comes upstairs, and she's in a good mood. And all of a sudden, I watch my two empathic daughters. They turn and they look at me like, I sense a disturbance. What's going on? Nothing. Everything is fine. Because if anything's wrong with me, with the girls, it scares them. It always has, ever since their dad died when they were little, and so I hide all that from them, because they for some reason they just panic. They have to know that I'm always okay, and mommy's the rock, and nothing's ever wrong with her. Okay, so they look at me and they're like, "How you doing?" Fine, everything's fine. Perfect. Everything is perfect. And they don't say anything, and they're just like, all of a sudden, face cleaning. They know. They feel it coming. They feel it coming. And then Katie, it was funny because Katie and Lydia knew too. And they're just staring at me. I'm like, everything's fine. Everything's totally perfect. I'm perfectly fine. I'm just everybody's rock, and I always will be. And nobody cares about me. Absolutely nobody cares about me. And, they all say they're my friends, and they're all a bunch of selfish assholes, and I don't care about anybody, and everything's fine, and I will just keep doing what I'm doing. And I'm thinking this in my head. And then Katie, the package was on the front porch. So they start bringing the packages in from the front porch that have come. And there was, I bought all of these adult coloring books and acrylic pens and all these things, for the girls for Christmas. Crap I buy on TikTok in the middle of the night and forget that I had. So Katie opens up the package and she sees all this art stuff. And so her and Lydia just said, "You want to color with us? You want to color with us?" And I'm like, no, I don't want to color. And she, "You should color with us." I'm like, okay. And we just all sat down and we started coloring, and and my perspective started to shift from what I was telling myself in my mind. Okay, well, Jen, and I'm all pissed off, and I'm like, you're alone in the world, and nobody really cares about you, and they're all selfish, and all they want are the answers from you, and you're just some kind of puppet on a string for everybody, and they're just all manipulating you, and everything is, just whatever. This is my curse or whatever, my burden. Fine, fine. So that was my attitude, and then I sat there and we were coloring, and I was just I just like I started remembering, hey, this is what it's really about. It doesn't matter. These are the people that matter to you. They are your rock. You know, it got quiet and we were just coloring, and every so often we would laugh about something, and Katie turned on movies that we watched when they were kids, and it was just a lovely scene. And I remembered that, okay, well, I could continue. I could have an emotional outburst and I could screw up this entire scene, upset everyone, and make my day even worse than it was. Or I could shift my perspective, alchemize this negativity that I has bubbled to the surface and given me the opportunity to do so, to level up once again, and realize that I am surrounded by love. I am supported. And if I wanted to right now, I could sit here and have a long conversation with two girls. Faith's over there cleaning because she thinks she's going to get in trouble because I'm upset. But Katie and Lydia were coloring with me, and at any point in time, I could sit down with those girls and tell them everything. I don't, because I don't want to upset them, because my primary goal in life is to make sure that they're happy. That's my choice. I'm the mom. I'm the rock. They're the kids. Yeah, they're young adult kids, which is fun. But they don't need to be dealing with my crap. That's what I think of. That's my responsibility. They have enough. They deal with their life. But I was reminded in that moment, hey, just sit down and get quiet for a second. And shift your perspective. Take a look around. The fireplace was on. Everything was clean. And the dogs everything was peaceful in that moment. And I was like, so it's kind of woke me up to say, look at. Feel the energy of this room. It is filled with love. There are people here for you. You do have more than you need. Everything is okay. The people that are most important to you in your life, screw everybody else who wants to use you and pretend that you're their friend just to have constant access to you for their own selfish purposes. And there's few of you out there that aren't included in it. I'm not talking about you, Chris. I'm not talking about you. All right? Don't everybody mess me. So you talk about me? Listen, if you're questioning if I'm talking about you, think about it. But I am bombarded constantly with everybody saying, give, me. And in that moment, I could have taken all those examples, my expectations of receiving from these people who aren't ever going to give back anyway. They're too selfish to do so. They don't care. The people that cared, I didn't have to say a thing. They felt it. And I was reminded of that. Okay? Now we're going to apply this concept, the shifting of perspective. My dad was an artist. He taught me about perspective. when you're drawing a line of telephone poles, in order to get the depth, to see, as if you're looking off in the distance, you're going to start with they're going to get bigger as the line goes. So it looks like you're the one that's next to you is, or in front, is bigger than the rest. Okay. And the problems in your life, when you're too close to them, they're going to be as tall as a telephone pole. They're going to look very big. Okay. But if you shift your perspective and take a look from the outside, possibly someone else's perspective, not their opinions, shift your perspective and take a look at your life. How loved are you? How supported are you? How abundant are you? We tell ourselves all these lies because we're upset, because emotion gets involved. Now, emotion can be our greatest strength and our greatest weakness. It is for me. My heart. My heart is my greatest strength and my greatest weakness. And sometimes when I'm too close to a situation, it just seems too big. And that's my truth for the moment. Okay, well, nobody gives a shit about you, Jen. At all. This is the truth. This is this giant telephone pole right in front of me. This is my perspective at the moment. But is it true? No. It's not true. Your perspective about how long the RV has taken, how long this transition has taken. It's a giant telephone pole, and it's in our way, and we cannot move forward. Okay, what's the truth about a telephone pole in your way, a giant pole in your way? You can go around it. You can lean over and see the other side of it. The truth about this situation is there is hope coming. You have hope being involved in this RV of being like a lottery winner. Most people are looking toward retirement saying, I don't even know if I can do it. I don't know if I can, in this economy, I don't know if I could ever stop working. We have the hope of knowing that someday we can. We have the hope of knowing someday it's going to be better. And sometimes that takes a long time. It takes a long time to change things in your life or in your energy field that have been building up for a long time. It takes time to alchemize those things, to turn those dark energy bubbles in your energy field into light and knowledge, one by one. Okay? Understand that it's not just you having these emotions right now, it's the energies. But on your spiritual journey, there are opportunities to get quiet for a minute. Take a look around. What is actually true? What is actually true? Now, there are situations where people are caring for elderly parents and they're stuck in that, or they've got health problems, or they've but and there are things out of our control at certain phases of our lives that we have to deal with. Okay. But that is a temporary situation. And in truth, they're all temporary situations. And in truth, if you take a look at your life and your path and what is expected of you in this lifetime, what is really expected of us, bare minimum, to live until you die. All these labels that we wear, whether we lose the house or not, that means we're a loser. Whether we're successful in this or not, what if I fail? What if this relationship fails? What if this fails? What if that fails? Take a look at your life. It is set up in chapters. And sometimes we work so hard to try to stop a tower from falling. or stop a fire or something burning up. Sometimes you just need to step back and let that baby fall. Let that fire burn. Take your hands off of it and let that bomb blow up. Because what you're really fighting is the change. Does it mean that you're any less of a person because you failed at something? Does it mean that because you had to let that house go and get an apartment for a little while and rebuild, or that business went under, are you any less an entrepreneur? Are you not a good person? No. You're still you. In the quiet moment when I was sitting with the girls, I realized that these girls are exceptional. I didn't say a word. They knew. And Faith, Faith knew. Mom's upset. Start cleaning. Clean something. Start cleaning. She hates it when things are dirty. She's unhappy. It's true. It's true. I don't like it. If anything starts, I feel like, oh, my life's a mess. I can't handle this. I have too much to do and I can't do it all. And blah 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 blah. She starts cleaning. Katie is like, I need to, and I've taught them. I understand that no matter what we have, no matter how we succeed, no matter how we fail, these girls, I did a good job. Now, we are not traditional people. I mean, we're not the do it the same way everybody else does and go to college and have the profession. And yes, you're a doctor and you're a lawyer and you're this. And, we fit in cookie cutters. Everybody fits. No, we do everything our own way. Always. We'll seek the knowledge. We'll read the books. We'll take the classes. I went to college for 7 years at night, and I accumulated the knowledge that I needed for business. I ain't crap about the general ed. I've already studied that. I don't care. I don't care about your degree either because I'm never going to use it, and I was right. Those girls watched and learned. They didn't when they saw that I was upset, they sprung into action. They are givers. They learned how to be that way. They learned to tune in intuitively. They will make everything okay for their family someday, just like I did for them. So it doesn't matter what their labels are. It doesn't matter what they accumulate. They'll make sure that everything in that household is okay. So, we've been walking through and waiting for this RV for a long time, yes. But every moment that has gone before now is gone. And this is how you should live. Where do we go from here? And what is the truth about our situation? The truth about our situation is that we have more hope than the average population does. We know what's really going on. We don't have all the answers. We don't have all the information, but we know what's coming. And you're not wrong. You're not wrong. So, in these moments when we feel like giving up, when we feel like we can't go on, when we feel like nobody cares, when we feel like the towers are falling and everything's going to crap, take a step back and get quiet for a minute. What are the truths about your current situation? What are the basic truths about your life? Do you have love? Where? I saw it in the children. I have a cat that is like 15 and a half years old. Yeah, my cat. Yeah, I love my cat. Yes, my Charlie is always there. Interesting. On that day, I've noticed lately this cat is old, and I should be checking on him. If when I'm in bed, anything I do, if I sneeze, the cat is coming up. Meow. Are you all right? Are you okay? Yeah, I'm fine. Are you okay? You know, you're pretty old. The dogs, um, and the girls. I don't have to say a word. They know. They know. So let's alchemize this. Let's take the opportunity when it comes. Cry it out. Yeah, say all the things. Nobody cares about me, and they're all ungrateful, and everything's going to crap, and this isn't the way I thought it was going to be. And I want to be retired, and I don't want to work anymore, and I'm tired, and I have so much to do, and I can't keep up with all of it, and everybody's a liar, and I don't know what to do. And it's just on and on and on. Go ahead and have those thoughts. Go ahead and have the thoughts so we can know the difference when we get quiet and take a real good look at the truth. Okay? Do it by yourself. Try not to shower everybody with your emotional outburst, okay? It's all bubbling up to the surface. Then we have an opportunity to alchemize that, release it, get rid of it, get back to the truth. And I keep losing my notes because the children keep texting me. Okay. I'm going to give you the exercise. What time is that? I can't even see. All right. Like 6 minutes. I'm going to give you the exercise. I'm going to tell you an awesome story about meditation. It's really cool. And then we're going to take your questions. All right. There are two sides to a coin. There are two ways to see every situation, negatively or positively, which is usually the truth. You can't always alchemize the or transmute the negative energy. It is a choice. You can choose to stay in your emotional ditch, or you can address, yes, I'm having these feelings. Yes, this is valid. This is how I feel. Yes. Now what am I going to do about it? I don't like being here. I don't like feeling this way. Do we need to eliminate people in my life that I feel are using me? Do I need to distance myself from people who call themselves my friends, but constantly take? Do I need to seek more truth? Do I need to find where my true abundance is? Those that are giving to me too? Possibly. Do I need to end situations in my life that are draining me? Possibly. I was telling you how I was feeling alone in the crowd. Okay? Um, so I was like, I saw it. I didn't really see the lesson in full until the next day. I mean, I saw some of it when I was sitting with the girls. I felt better. I chose to be centered in the happiness, to be centered in the peace. I like that more. It's better. Instead of centered in the despair and the anger and the misery. But it just really didn't hit me. I didn't really get it till I went in meditation because it hit me later again. I'm like, all right, what about everybody? Yeah, I got the girls, but what about everybody else? They're all. I'm going to go into meditation where I know I'm loved. All right, I'm going in there. I'm going to talk to my team. They probably have something for me. So I go into meditation. I'm like, all right, I'm having a crisis. I want the whole team, the entire team. I want them all here. And in my mind, I'm thinking, okay, the archangels and now the 12, what they originally called the 12. They said the 12 is joining you, Jesus said. And I was like, okay. And for like months, I'm like, I don't know how long it was. I don't know who the 12 are. And then suddenly I decided to ask, who are the 12? Found out it was the apostles. And I'm like, okay, I don't know the apostles. That's going to be hard work. So I kind of put it off from talking to them. I'm like half-ass Catholic. I don't really know the stories very much. I need to learn about them before I go talk to them, okay? So I was kind of putting that off. That's going to be a lot of work. All right. So I go into the meditation. And Jesus is there, and I see the archangels, and everybody's really nice, and I walked around talking to them all, and then I look in behind, and there's the apostles. And I figure, okay, they're strangers to me. This is going to be hard work. I don't know if I even want to talk to them right now. And I look and I see in the middle of them, I said, John. I knew him. It was the same thing as when I first saw Gabriel, and I was like, that's Gabriel. Why would I know that? Why would I know that? John walked up to me and embraced me. I was overwhelmed with, and of course it was an emotional day, but I was overwhelmed with happiness. Like I had just seen my best friend that I haven't seen in forever. That's when you know there's something real there. And he was just so happy, and he came up and he embraced me and everything, and he said, you called in your entire team. I'd like to show you. And he turned around and he showed me. It was this giant group. I mean, it was so big. It went back so far. I'm like, something's going on here. Now I'm all interested in this. But it was what it showed me is that you have more support than you know. And the rest of you do too. You have your own teams. You have your own guides. You have your own angels. You have your loved ones for their in heaven. You have more people around you to support you, even if you think you're alone. You are not. This moment in time is temporary, and so are the emotions that you're suffering. And so I was talking to them about my journey, about what I plan to do. And Jesus was in the middle of everyone, and I went to talk to Jesus again, and I asked him, and this is cool. And you spiritual people, you probably know a lot more about this than I do. Okay, especially the Catholics. I should know more about this, but I don't. Okay, Lori Bakemeyer. So I told Jesus, I said, all right, this is probably a problem. It seems that my heart is my greatest strength, but it is also my greatest weakness. And as I move on my journey, I'm a little concerned that it might be a problem because I tend to give to everyone and feel depleted later. And I said, will you protect my heart on this journey? And he held out his hand, and he had like this heart-shaped, what looked like a white heart. And in the middle of it, there was something. It looked almost like a crown or something that was placed on top of this heart. Okay? And he pinned it on my dress right here over my heart. And I said, what is this? And at the same that he didn't answer me right away, he handed me a small book. And I put the book in my pocket. The dress had pockets. And I didn't know what it was. And I said, what is this? And he said, it's the Sacred Heart. And after that, I felt completely loved. I did not feel depleted. I felt absolutely supported. I mean, like the feeling that someone describes when they have a near death experience and they go home to heaven and then they come back and it fades. I felt that. And I understood that no matter what material things I have or labels I wear or who comes and goes in my life, this is there. The love that comes to me and the love that comes to you from your Father, from Jesus, from your angels, from your loved ones, from your ancestors, it is there and it is constant and does not end. It is your support system. Pull from that when people disappoint you. Pull from that when your negative thoughts come in and you feel like I am this label and I am that label and I am this negative thing and I am that negative thing and so are they. It's not the truth. Your truth is so much deeper and so much more meaningful than you will ever realize. Yes, the RV is coming. Yes, you have a divine purpose. Yes, it will all manifest in time. But along the way, along your road, on the way there, it is your light in the future, and after that, it's basically just the funding of your divine purpose. It is your light in the distance, and many people don't have one. So let's be thankful for that we have this light in the distance in the first place, that we have this hope, this excitement. Even at the ages that we are, I'm middle aged, and this is in the future still. It's not just someday I get to recline on a couch and I don't have to go to work anymore. This is amazing. So don't worry so much about the ditches that you fall in along the way. They are there to pull you out if you let them. And that comes with a choice. Do I want to listen? Do I want to stay here? Do I want to believe the lies that I tell myself that I am whatever, what people tell themselves? Oh, I can't be loved because I'm not perfect, or I'm too fat, or I am not successful enough, or I don't have enough money, or I can't succeed because it's too hard, or I'm not smart enough, or what screw that. You are an eternal being who came into this life to do something amazing. That's the truth. And you have never walked alone, ever. So, perspective. When you're standing in front of that first telephone pole, that problem, whatever that is so important. You're too close to it. You're too close to it. When these emotions bubble up from the surface, let it happen. Let it bubble up. It needs to. We need to get rid of it. Now we take a look at that. We shift our perspective. We take a step back from it so that's not so big. And we start to gather the truths. What are the basic truths about my life? What are the basic truths about who I am? Where is my love coming from? Where is my support coming from? And if there is, you can't find it, and people are going to disappoint you. Don't get me started on men. A little jaded. But people will disappoint you if their perspective is simply 3D. If they are trying to fit in all the molds that normal society says that they should fit into in order to be accepted and important. They're that view is so small compared to who you really are. It is minuscule. It is a moment in time. A moment in time and a perspective that can shift as quickly as these people entered your life. They can leave and others will come in and they'll have different opinions of you. Whose opinion are you living up to? What really matters? So here's the exercise. I want you to picture a big silver coin. Let's see. Heads is positive, tails is negative. Okay? It's on tails. It's in your hand. Do this in meditation if you want, or just close your eyes and just visualize this. You can visualize all the terrible things that could happen to you in your mind. You can visualize the positive, okay? When you're having an emotional day like this, take a minute, get quiet. What is everything that is on this side of the coin? Make a list on a piece of paper if you want. Well, nobody cares about me. I am not loved. I don't have enough. All these negative lies you tell yourself. Okay, let's make a freaking list, and that is tails. And we will title it tails. This is the side of the paper, tails. Make your list. On the other side of the paper is heads. I want you to visually, in your mind, flip that coin over. Yes, do make the list. This is good. Let's say the first one is I am fat. All right, that's a big one, people. Fat and unlovable. Okay. Compared to what and according to who? According to whose perspective is that true? And if you take a look at that, is that true? Is that true for everyone that looks at you? Somebody who could weigh more than you? No? Then we're going to flip that and we're going to put it on the other side of the heads coin. I am beautiful. Nobody loves me. Or nobody cares. Is that true from everyone's perspective, from the outside looking in at you? If it is not true for everyone, then it's not true. We're going to flip it. We're going to put it on the other side. I am loved. I'm not worthy of love because I have not perfect. I have addictions or I have whatever. Is there anybody that loves you anyway? Has anybody shown you love and friendship anyway? Then that is not true. We're going to flip it. Put it on the other side. I am acceptable right now. This is your exercise. This is reminding you, even in the darkest and deepest of emotional times, that we can still do this and reject all evil. That's what they're talking about. Jesus doesn't call it evil. He says, stop listening to lies. Okay? Do it. All right, we got less than 20 minutes. I'll get to the questions. Thoughts over coffee. When I had none, turned into a big thing. I could go on for hours on this. Okay? And it all started, I was reminded in those moments of what my mother told me that her father told her years ago. When she was young and she was single And she didn't know where her life was going, if she'd get married or whatever. My mother's beautiful. I don't even know why she had these thoughts. My perspective of her is that she is a shining, beautiful ray of light. Woman looks like Marilyn Monroe. I don't even know what she was thinking. Um, she went to him and said, well, according to how she was comparing herself to everybody else. Your life, the way you look, the people that will get you, your journey is completely yours. You cannot compare yourself to anyone else. And she went to him and said, oh, I don't know. Maybe I'm not thin enough. Maybe I'm not pretty enough. Maybe I'm not smart enough. I don't. And he just said, compared to what? And according to who? In my eyes, you are all of those things. And she told me that story, and I've told the children that story, and I'm telling you that story. Those are the moments of divine guidance. Something like that. You take it down to a smaller place. You shift your perspective. She had to see herself through his eyes to get it. Okay. All right, let's do some questions. I really should have a soapbox. That's why it's called Fallawsophy. Yes, Scott Ferguson, Think Planet Reboot. Yep, I think that's what's going on too. All of the reboots will have a justified attack before, and that's what you're seeing. Or a reason that justifies the reboot. Okay. Oh, well, that failed. Let's do this. Let's do this. That makes sense. As far as this operation is concerned, you need to start thinking like an Anon. And you need to start thinking like an Anon and a spiritual being in your own life. That makes sense compared to what we were just talking about. Okay. Well, we've got this catalyst here for change. What are we going to do about that? We're going to stay there? No. Why would we do that? I don't have enough time today. I need to just I'll just get to your questions. I hope there's not a lot of rumble rants. You can start. I'll take a few. I'd really rather see today monthly supporters trying to add a little stability in my life. I'm not going to lie to you. I'm not going to come out and say, oh, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, I want supporters so I can have some stability in my life and have a monthly income when everything's on commission. I'm working my ass off over here. It's 24/7. So I'm not going to lie to you and say, no, I don't want monthly supporters for the money. Yeah, I do. I mean, it's such a small amount of money, but it provides some stability. Just like that. I am just like, I'm a Taurus, okay? I'm going to give it to you straight. If you ask me, you really want to know, I'm going to tell you. I will tell you. But I will also make your life absolutely beautiful. I am earth. You pour into me. You pour water into me. You pour love into me. You pour attention into me. You pour whatever it is, and I will turn it into an absolutely beautiful Garden of Eden for you. And you'll be happy as crap. That's what's going to happen. But if you want truth from me, you're going to get it. I think I'm still going through an emotional. the energies are crazy. I swing from like empowered, but I've seen that. Everybody's talking about it. People are panicking. People are, oh my god, And then it's like, oh, everything's gonna be okay. Let's acknowledge that crap. Let's alchemize it. Let's get moving forward from where we are. Okay. Hi, Sherry H here. Will my project get approved? Thanks. Yes. Jackie here. Will I be a M or a B? B. Gina Skinner, I love you. Thank you for holding down the fort. Marcy was in there last night. Chris is probably around somewhere. Yep, Taurus. DCS 31050. Hi, Jen. I value everything you do for me. I'm Donna, and something strange happens occasionally to me. We're in a silent room, and I'm the only one who can hear music playing in the background, meaning that could be a bleed through, an imprint from another time period. It could be many things. Usually when you hear people talking, parties, it's very silent. It's like it's in the distance, but you can hear it. That's an energetic imprint from another time on that location. Okay? The energies were so strong of that event that it imprinted itself. Mediumship. This kind of falls into mediumship. Either mediumship or empath, reading energies. Nancy. Oh, Rita, hi. Rita, you're a B. Rita. Nancy. Jen, this is Nancy. You're awesome, so are you, Nancy. I see the path as the process of spiritual transmutation through alchemy. This is why you and I, we get each other. This is why. Your thoughts. Absolutely. It has to be. If you want to advance yourself, you can always duck out, stay back there with the rest of them. You can always stop advancing. What fun is that? I mean, pretty much a wimp if you do that. Oh, I give up. I'm going to go over here and I'm just going to wallow in my own self-pity and everything else. Perspective. Perspective. When I go to my mother's house, the mansion on the hill, the log cabin mansion on 140 acres where everything is perfect. And then I come back to my house, the living house with the kids and the dogs. And yeah, I try to keep it as clean as possible where everything's kind of broken. And, you know, I make the best of it. It looks homey and comfortable and soft and lovely, but it is not. If I were to compare my home to hers, where there's no kids running around and it's not hard to clean and everything's expensive and antiques and perfect, and I could come back to my home and think that I'm poor or less fortunate or everything's broken. I could focus on all that. But I wouldn't really see it until I went to her home or I went to a new home. It's the same thing as when you go try on new clothes and then you put your old clothes back on and you're like, wow, you know, that's getting old. Anyway, I could talk. But Nancy, you're right. And when you see that, you will advance spiritually, emotionally, and be more successful in your life and your relationships if you transmute the energy and take the opportunity to do so. All right, stop the questions, stop the rumble rants. I got somebody calling me in 9 minutes. I'm going to blow through this. Hi, Jen Heather here. Will I be 222 or 395 on Christmas? 222. JJD 311. Sorry, Jen. Need a rant. Thank you, love, for being so oh, thank you. Thank you for being so beautiful. Happy Girl 10. Hi, Jen. Joanne B here. Can you see what's causing my daughter Steph's numbness and tingling in arm and legs? She had 2 MRI and CAT scan. It's hormonal surges. It's throwing off the adrenals. She's getting Check her hormones. Check the adrenals. Okay, Jen, it seems you are missing a bunch of rumble rants above. Well, thank you, Scott, for stressing me out. Will I be an M or a B? Quinn Tran, a B. Tom Dowden, hi, Tom. Oh, thanks, Tom. Carol K here, hi, Jen. Are the Zim I purchased legit? M or B? B, yes. Archer 10, hi, Jen. My college girl needs mental health healing. Her name is Ashley. Are you able to help? Considering hospitalization, do get her professional help. I can also help with a cleanse, or Marcy can. A lot of times that does help, and a healing. But at this situation, she does need like 3D real world help right now. Hi, Jen Maria here. My son Mark is having real difficulties in his relationships. With his relationship with his girlfriend Crystal. The home is toxic environment for everyone there. Do you see them staying together or not? Well, that's really their business. I do think he's going to realize it and take care of the situation soon. I wouldn't worry about it. He's aware of it. All right. As far as I can see, Scott, 1484, did the angels have any messages for me? Write your thoughts down. Write your plans down. You've been thinking a lot. They say write it down. Okay, everybody. Nancy, Q, A, Archer. I think I got him. Sorry, I just thought the message was more important today. I've got Mike Barra over there, like, okay, Sunday night, which, he just wanted to do a show so that he could get some Rumble Rants in. But, like, everybody's panicked. You have to come out there on Monday night and you have to save everybody from themselves. And you have to, you have to give everybody hope. You have to give us answers. Everybody's upset this isn't happening. And I'm like, okay, no pressure. I mean, yeah, my day was okay. Thanks. I have to hold up the whole RV community? Really? Scroll back on the shows on this channel that I've been teaching you. You need to be doing the exercises. You need to be alchemizing this negativity. You're never going to see clearly, and you're never going to see your path clearly if you stay in that ditch, wallowing around in all your negative crap. I've been living this. I've been doing the work. I have to in order to teach it. Your current situation says nothing about who you really are. Remember that. Okay. Yes, it is all happening. Yes, the RV is happening. Yes, we are going to get there. Who are you going to be when we get there? Do it. No, you cannot call me 4 minutes early, whoever that is. All right, I got to go. I love you all. Have a good day. Bye.